Hey, music fans, of course, in particular, rock fans, welcome to the Musical People and Journeys show, MPJ. This is a single album review. It's taken from our main show, where we review a whole bunch of albums, and this month is pretty exciting. We've got the likes of Kasabian, Five Finger Death Punch, Machine Head, Panic at the Disco, Silver Sun Pickups, Muse, and I promise you some really cool surprises of bands that you've never heard of, because it's all part of the journey. So please go and check out our YouTube channel if you enjoy the show, and check out more reviews, and of course the old YouTube plea. Please like and subscribe, and please enjoy. Thanks very much. Well, let me tell you who is next on stage. We have H.E.A.T and Force Majeure. Oh, is it getting hot in here? It's hot down the beach. Let's go to the hottest rock chick on the show.
Oh my god. Thanks.
Ian. No, Trish.
No, please. I don't want to take his crown.
No, trust me, you're not.
Tiara, you mean, is it? Is Tiara?
Tiara.
It's Tiara. So, Trish, H.E.A.T, Force Majeure, talk to me.
Okay, this is a straight-talking, no-nonsense rock album. The highlight lead single nationwide. This is an infectious album. The band sound like they're having such insane levels of fun. If this album doesn't make you smile or bop your head along, then there is something wrong.
Something wrong. Well, let's go to somebody that we know where there's something wrong. Ian, was this hot for you? Was this a bit massive Force Majeure?
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Everything, Ian. Everything. Your T-shirt. You know.
You leave the T-shirt alone.
So anyway,
and the signed album as well. Dropping that one. Yeah.
What did you think of this power metal album?
So, this power metal album, Nigel, I think you seem to be on the wrong track. This was actually, I call this pumping power rock. You need to understand the difference between metal and rock, Nigel.
Sorry, mate.
I recently learnt it, and I'd like to pass on my teachings to you.
Thanks,
if that's okay.
Thanks for that. I appreciate that.
I absolutely love this. Really, really good. It was pumping power rock, 100%. Paramount, Nationwide, Harder to Breathe. Just these are tracks I could listen to over and over again. And One of Us, I love a real beautiful anthemic, chord structures, production, everything in there. It's just was sublime. And obviously, I don't know whether I've mentioned on the podcast before, but I am an absolute passionate lover of planes and aircraft. So with a song on there called Wings of an Aeroplane, I thought, I really like this. And I did like it, even though at points it sounds incredibly like Toto's Africa. Yes, but it a really, really good song. It was a major force. I know that's not what Force Majeure means, but I'm going to have poetic license on that.
I segue in anything that even remotely sounds similar, so there we go. Paul, H.E.A.T, a bit of Force Majeure. What did it do for you, and who are they?
Well, H.E.A.T has been well known as the best export of Swedish metal scene on the Swedish metal scene for the melodic rock sound. This seventh album has been awaited with some curiosity since their singer Eric Gronwall, who had done much to take them to a new level, left after overcoming a major health scare. His replacement, though, was none other than his predecessor from a decade ago, Kenny Leckremo. I would say Kenny's range is as much improved from his earlier days, and from his re-arrival has allowed H.E.A.T to move in a more heavier rock dimension. The production levels are pretty stellar and bring out the best of the musicianship and overall sound of the tracks. Kenny has a greater sound and range than Eric, and as such allows the band to explore their sound more. For me, this was a definite improvement and makes H.E.A.T a more accessible band in the metal genre. The only downside is that I've had to listen to this album after Nordic Union. As such, for me, it lacks the atmosphere and dynamicism of Animalistic. Otherwise, I might be raving about it.
Yeah. Dave.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a theme of all the albums so far. They've all been really, really solid albums, and this is another one. Again, some very catchy riffs, some great guitar solos, musically solid, decent vocals. Hollywood particularly was one that stood out for me. They mix things up really nicely as well, kept me interested throughout. Yep, definitely recommend this.
Yeah, it's very interesting. There's a couple of points I would pick up on. Listening directly after Nordic is like, well, it's really good, but is it quite as good as Animalistic? And the other thing as well, would I think that 3/4 of this album was stellar, and then there was a couple of tracks that were really horribly cliche and didn't need in there. So things like the aeroplane one, which absolutely I'm not in that Africa, and it was just like, oh, really? And I think that, you know, when you listen to this sort of album, you want it fresh, you want it, you know, similar to what we've just kind of listened to, and most of it is. And then you don't need to go to that cliches 80s kind of rock sound. You know, it didn't need it, and that took the edge off for me for a little bit. But I agree, you know, great rhythm, great arrangements, good vocals, and it was really interesting because actually we weren't going to be reviewing this album, and then we had a couple of delays that we had about 3 albums that got delayed, and I had to backtrack, and this one had been released, and I went, oh, okay, and I had a quick listen. So I'm really pleased actually that we did manage to go back a step and to get this on there, because it is a really good album. Fantastic, really good album, really enjoyed it. For me, Back to the Rhythm for me was the highlight of that album. That's made my list, so that was really good. Excellent. Wow. Okay, we are having a really good concert, guys. We're having a great festival, or are we? Let's find out. Trish.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Ian. You lot with this meeting on this show, we're having people dropping out. I'm gonna get letters galore about the unprofessionalism of my guests. Not really.
What are you talking about muting? I was building up the suspense.
Okay. Well, we read you giving it a 4 as well.
4 out of 5.
Paul.
Oh yeah, cameras.
Yeah, 3.5 from me.
3.5 from you, Dave.
Yeah, another album that's very solid without being spectacular. 3.5 out of 5.
3.5. My gosh, this might creep in, guys. I'm giving it a 4 as well. I also give it a 4. So 12, 15 and a half, 16, 19. Oh, so top 20 though. Top 20. That's going to get in 19. That is 1 point off the Hall of Fame. Which, anyway, that's a really good score, guys. Well done, H.E.A.T. Well done, Force Majeure. Cracking album. Look forward to the next one for sure. So, swiftly moving on. We're sweltering down at the beach. Who is next?